Guys, Eddie Murphy didn't just disappear from Hollywood. He walked out on purpose, and that the reason behind it was Diddy? I'm so confused. Just moments ago, in a courtroom so silent you could hear a breath tremble, Eddie Murphy testified under oath. What he revealed sent shockwaves through the entertainment industry. Not gossip, not rumors, but a first-hand account of Hollywood's darkest corners. This is not just another celebrity scandal. This is Eddie Murphy, under oath, explaining why he vanished from the spotlight and how Diddy, one party, and one horrifying experience may have changed the course of his entire life. I mean, it's Eddie Murphy, the comedic legend who just shattered that silence. Today, he took the witness stand in a packed courtroom during the high-profile federal trial of Sean Diddy Combs. But this wasn't some headline-chasing cameo. What Eddie Murphy revealed under oath stunned the room and cracked open the dark, whispered truths of Hollywood's inner chambers. Before we begin, let's just address something. This isn't just about Diddy. This is about the system, about how the industry protects the powerful and buries the honest. This is the story of why Eddie Murphy walked away from the peak of fame and what he saw that forced him to never look back. Day 12 of the Diddy trial was expected to be nothing but legal formalities, motions, objections, red tape, but all of that dissolved the second Eddie Murphy walked into the courtroom. It wasn't just a surprise. It was a seismic jolt. The press scrambled to stand. Some gasped. Diddy himself, normally composed and cocky, visibly froze. Even members of the defense team exchanged panicked glances. No one, absolutely no one, expected Eddie to testify. He wasn't subpoenaed. He wasn't on any list. But here he was, calm, collected, and clearly ready to speak truths that had weighed on him for years. When he sat down, his voice didn't tremble. Instead, it sliced through the tension like a knife. He said he left Hollywood because he saw too much and couldn't unsee it. Murphy walked the courtroom back to 2006. At the time, he was in the middle of a glorious career resurgence. Studios were throwing contracts his way, fans were flooding back to theaters, and award season buzz surrounded his name. Then late one night, a producer he trusted called. It wasn't a job offer, it wasn't even a business meeting, it was an invitation, a party, exclusive, private, unlisted, the kind of Hollywood gathering where power plays out in whispers and where careers are often decided in moments, not months. He'd heard the stories everyone had. These weren't just parties. These were the infamous Diddy experiences. Phones off, cameras banned. You didn't document these nights. You remembered them, if you were lucky. Curiosity got the better of him. He accepted the invite. What greeted Murphy wasn't glitz or glamour. It was something darker. The mansion was massive, almost fortress-like. Entry required biometric scans. Valets dressed in matching black suits took his phone at the curb. In exchange, they gave him a matte black card. It said, "Tonight, be who you really are." He stepped inside, expecting music, laughter, networking. Instead, he found a suffocating stillness. The room buzzed, not with excitement, but with fear. Eyes darted, conversations were whispered, movements choreographed. People weren't mingling. They were performing, or more accurately, conforming. Murphy saw familiar faces, celebrities he'd worked with, legends. But something was off. They weren't themselves, they were rehearsed, and that's when Diddy appeared. Diddy approached Murphy like they were childhood friends, arms open, grinning wide, a host in full command of his domain. "Brother," he said, "it's about time you came home." But Murphy knew instantly. This wasn't about Hollywood. Diddy began to guide him through the home. Not to show off art, not to discuss music, but to display his power. He pointed out guests like trophies. That guy just greenlit a $200 million blockbuster. That one, he owes me now. And then they reached a thick wooden door. Diddy placed a hand on the knob, turned to Murphy, and with chilling clarity asked, "You want to stay funny and broke, or you want to level up?" Through a crack in the door, Eddie saw something he couldn't believe. A tripod-mounted camera, not hidden, but prominently placed. He also saw fear in the eyes of those walking in, and the hollow expressions of those walking out. Murphy backed away, claiming he needed a drink, but a woman intercepted him at the exit, impeccably dressed, smiling politely. "You're not done yet, are you?" she asked. Nobody leaves before the experience. He was led to a back room. The energy shifted from eerie to outright surreal. Velvet drapes lined the walls, candles flickered on every surface. In the center, an impossibly long table set with silver trays. He was seated beside A-list celebrities, executives, and across from him, Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson. At the head of the table stood Diddy. "Tonight's about how far you'll go," he announced, "because greatness doesn't come cheap." A tray in front of Dwayne was uncovered. Steaming, pink, raw monkey brains. Diddy smirked. "Come on, Rock, you eat that?" "The roll is yours." Everyone froze. Then, to Murphy's horror, Johnson nodded and did it. Murphy felt bile rise in his throat. Then Diddy approached him directly. "You ready, preacher boy?" he sneered. "I didn't come here for this," Eddie replied. Then why are you here? That question haunted him. He stood up, not rushed, but resolute, and left the room. Diddy didn't stop him. Instead, he called out behind him, "You'll be back when you're ready to really make it." But Murphy never returned. What came next wasn't immediate. It was gradual, surgical. Scripts stopped landing. Greenlit projects went dark. Producers who once praised him became distant. His agent of 7 years disappeared overnight. He didn't get a warning. He got a wall of silence. One executive said, "He's not aligned anymore." Murphy looked into the crowd of the courtroom. "Aligned with what?" he asked. "With monkey brains? With cameras in secret rooms?" He wasn't canceled. He was quietly erased. "There's a list," Murphy told the court. "Not written down, not official, but it's there. Diddy's name is on it. So is Tyler Perry. And Oprah? She helped write it," Murphy claimed. "These are the people you don't criticize. Not if you want to keep working. Speak against them, and you're out. Not publicly, not dramatically, just gone. Your name stops being mentioned in meetings. Your offers evaporate. Your calls stop getting returned. And nobody ever tells you why." Murphy admitted that what followed broke him. He didn't leave his home for weeks. He sat alone, replaying that night, not because of what was done to him, but because of what he saw done to others. He turned inward, leaned on his children, found comfort in their laughter, in his faith. He went to therapy, spiritual counseling. He had to learn how to live again, without the spotlight, without the applause, without the illusion. "I wasn't broken overnight," he said. "I dissolved, slowly, quietly." So why come forward now? Because of Cassie Ventura, because of Monique, because of Prince. Murphy saw others finally speaking up. He heard testimonies, watched defenses crumble. "For the first time," he said, "the world is listening." He wasn't looking for redemption. He didn't need another role. He needed peace. Murphy turned to the jury. "Hollywood doesn't run on talent," he said. "It runs on submission." He described how the system rewards obedience and punishes resistance, how people sell pieces of themselves just to get on a call sheet. Then he looked Diddy in the eyes. This man didn't build an empire, he built a trap, and too many of us walked into it thinking we were climbing stairs. The courtroom went silent, and then came the words that will be quoted for years to come. "Don't protect the pretty lie. Let the truth be ugly." Eddie Murphy, once Hollywood's golden boy, had delivered its harshest truth. He didn't leave because he was tired. He left because he couldn't play the game, because he wouldn't sell his soul to keep smiling on screen. And now, in that courtroom, he played the most powerful role of his life. Not an actor, but a witness. And finally, the world is watching. If you found this testimony as chilling and powerful, as we did, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. The truth is finally being spoken, and we'll be here to follow every word of it. Subscribe and start hearing the truth.